Hello, namaste, welcome to B+WithBhaskar. B+ means be positive. Be positive is the A+ way to be. My name is Bhaskar Rayavaram. Be positive is the A+ way to be. Ante, we need to center our lives with a positive attitude that we can get through anything that comes across in the way of our a journey towards success or our goals or aspirations or ambitions. So whatever comes in the way, you would be able to overcome it. You got to have that feeling always in your mind. When you have that, that becomes your fulcrum of hope, a fulcrum of support, and also a fuel to propel you forward to accomplish any goals that you want in your life. Well, a prime example of that, we see that many times, many examples of that in the world of sports. And what's happening right now, the most exciting thing happening in the world of sports is cricket, men's cricket World Cup in India. 2023 World Cup is happening. As we all know, it's now come to the final battle. The final battle lines have been drawn. India and Australia are going to play in Ahmedabad. Two riveting semi-finals have happened. India beat New Zealand and Australia beat South Africa. So the first one happened in Wankhede and the other one happened in Eden Gardens. So we'll quickly talk about those matches and then we will do the FANAlysis. What is FANAlysis here? Well, we have many channels, TV channels, YouTube channels doing all kinds of expert analysis on various things. But where would fans go? They come to B+. They come to B+ and do their FANAlysis. That's what we do. And as part of the FANAlysis, we bring in fans, the cricket fanatics that are purely interested and motivated about cricket. And before we talk about the final battle lines, we will definitely talk about the semifinals, the results, and the analysis of it, and then quickly talk about our impressions on those, and then move on to the final FANAlysis. Let me show with you what happened today. As we all know, Australia beat South Africa. They just know how to do this. 8th time they're in the World Cup finals, and they were able to restrict the mighty juggernaut of South Africa, who had this template all through the World Cup of batting first and scoring big runs. And their template had been broken. Australia was successful in breaking that template. And hence, they ended up on the winning side, in my view. And there are many other things. We can talk about this match in detail a little bit later. I just want to show the scorecard. South Africa, 212 runs in 49.4 overs. They were bowled out. But if you think about coming back from 4 down to 24 runs in 11 overs to get to 212 was a phenomenal effort. Was done by one man called David Miller. He played innings of his life, exceptional batting. He scored 100. And then there was Henrik Larsson giving him great company. And then a few things happened. A wonderful golden arm has been given, attacked in a very highly tactical move. 2 wickets were taken in the same over. A double blow. South Africa were never able to recover from that. I think they were on a path of recovery from 424. A dramatic recovery was being staged. And then they were uprooted by Travis Head in the magical to double blow in 1 over. So getting Klaasen and Hansen out in the same over was really something South Africa wasn't really prepared for. And then there was something else tactically happened later on to get Coetzee out. We'll talk about that as well. And then later on, Australia pretty much dominated. They followed we'll talk about few boxes that Australia was able to tick when they bowled first. And then when they batted again, they followed Rohit Sharma's template, which is really take their position down in the first 10 overs, which is what they did in essence. 6 overs, 60 runs actually. They were pretty much dominating in the first 6 overs itself. Chasing a small total, having that kind of a start is always exceptional. And then that's what happened. Australia, even though they had a major starter later on to get to a small total, it was a very tricky pitch at Eden Gardens, assisting spinners. We'll talk all about that. So all in all, Australia held on to the nerves and were able to get to that. And then we'll talk about the second semi-final that happened. Quickly, I'll show you that result as well. So we all know what happened there. It was a massive high-scoring game. The other one is a massive low-scoring game. Of course, this one happened at Wankhede. 397 for 4. India scored batting first. After winning toss, Rohit Sharma said, we're gonna bat first and set some formidable total because that's what Wankhede is known for, and we are known for as well. And we set up a massive total after being 292 for 1 at some stage in the match. We were able to pretty much post 400 runs on the board. We'll talk about, and then a wonderful, miraculous, amazing feat happened during that process. Mr. Virat Kohli reached his 50th ODI 100. We'll talk more about that. And then there was back-to-back hundreds by Mr. Shreyas Iyer. That's another accomplishment as well. And then New Zealand had their ways to get into it. One person showed up to the party from the Indian bowling attack. I think they were doing really well until Mohammad Shami showed up. And then boy, he broke their back in the sense he took the first 2 ones out very quickly. So India followed the template of getting wickets in the power play. And then there was a sizable partnership that was really taking the game away from us or putting New Zealand in the fray of giving us a fight. And we'll talk more about that in the end. New Zealand fell short, 327. India won by 70 runs to reach the World Cup finals. And we had Mr. Mohammad Shami getting 7-4, which is unheard of in World Cup cricket. He got that one and then got us through to the finals. So that's about the 2-match summary. And we will talk about the clash between India and Australia. We have a FANel today, Mr. Srikanth and Raghu. If you can turn on the videos and come on to talk about this. Hi, Srikanth. Hey. I know it's a workday evening, but we wanted to get this done today so that we can focus on weekend and get ready. And then Raghu is doing, already started doing pujas for victory for India. So let's talk about that later. Nenete, I'm still wearing my orange because the support staff always wear orange. I'm support staff for India. So I'm wearing orange. I wore orange the other day. So first thing first, let's talk about the semi-final clashes. So Srikanth, what do you think?
Oh, the India-New Zealand match, it is worth of a semi-final, definitely. They gave us a real jitters and scare with that third wicket partnership, where when Kane Mama and what's his name, Marsh, no, Michi, both were playing. It was
Daryl
really,
Mitchell,
really, yeah. I mean, if they really put their heads together and took the game to 40th over or something like that, it would have been gone, done and dusted. But again, credit goes to them. They at least gave us fight. But it is a semi-final worth. But coming back to India bowling, they never gave up. They tried different things. They bowled a little bit, wides and leg sides and whatnot. They tried everything because
they went to T20 mode right away. If you see what happened in the previous match, Netherlands, they were practicing all that.
Yeah. And they have the luxury to try all these wide balls, wide Yorkers, leg side balls and different things because we have runs on board. That is the important thing. But some people were upset that we were lack of intensity in bowling and whatnot. But I never saw the lack of intensity. It was the strategy, and we had all the luxury to do all those kind of things to get that one breakthrough. which in all the matches, I think Shami is providing those breakthroughs, and in this match also, those 2 wickets in 1 over, that wow over.
The double blow, the wow, he wowed us, right? Yeah.
Yeah, the wow does. That's it. That's
just on the previous over, when Bumrah was actually brought back in to get a breakthrough, he provided us by getting a catch out of Kane Williams, and
But
Mr.
Rohit dropped it.
Shami drops it. So that could have been the place where we dropped the World Cup. But you know how Steve's catch was dropped, and he said, "Dude, did you drop the World Cup?" Dialogue. He said, I think when was it? 1996, I believe. World Cup, I think Steve Waugh was dropped on the leg side, and he said to, I think there was South African as well. He said, "Did you drop the World Cup?" So that was actually almost drop the World Cup moment for us. But Shami didn't let that go all the way. He came back in and definitely, brought us back into the match. Two blows in that over is amazing. So
coming to India batting though, we did the right thing. It never looked like we are going for a high score match, first batting. It never looked like it, but we got it.
We were probably aiming maybe 350 plus, right?
Yes.
But
the innings was so nicely paced.
Yeah.
And wherever it needed to hit, I think the best of the shots that I liked in that match were Shreyas Iyer's sixers. They were so elegant, so soft, and so powerful.
Yeah. And then the shot, to me, the one I liked was where KL Rahul did a square cut for a boundary after hitting a six on the leg side. He just puts it between gully and the short cover, right? And it goes through the gap, and he cuts it so beautifully well. I mean, sometimes, the sixes take the glory, but I think that shot of KL Rahul, set us apart.
He provided the real good ending to the Indian innings with those 35 runs. That was icing on the cake. Like, we got those bonus runs that provided a lot of luxury during the bowling. But if it is like 330, 340 score, that would have been a lot of scare for India for that.
Yeah, we put it above par with respect even on that ground. But another lucky thing that happened, the dew didn't arrive, right? The dew wasn't there in the factor. So basically the pitch played even. But Mohammad Shami is the one that truly helped us to arrest the whole slide. Hey Raghav, welcome. We were talking about the first semi-final, sir. So first semi-final, I just gave a summary of that, how much we scored and things like that. So Mir Japan, what do you think of that match?
Yeah, I mean, first semi-final, first things first, I think winning the toss was important.
Yes.
So this was a bat first pitch, quite clearly. It was an even pitch, but the one potential advantage New Zealand may have had is if they bowled under lights and if they made good use of the
10 ball would have made a big difference.
That is their chance against Indian batting lineup. Bowling first, they literally had no chance.
And then the admiring factor, Raghav, I want to get your views on it. How Rohit Sharma took up on their main bowlers.
Yeah.
When Santner came along in the power play, he took him about 20 runs. That's their best bowler. And Bolt was taken away out of the attack. They were all...
Yeah, I want to draw a comparison to 2011 semi-final, actually.
Yeah.
Exact same thing happened. Not a lot of attention goes to this, but Virendra Sehwag scored a very important 37 or 38.
Yeah.
Right? He took down the biggest threat in the opposition,
Umar
Gul. Umar Gul was the best fast bowler of the tournament, hands down, until that point.
Yeah.
So he was a big threat to India, and he basically neutralized that threat.
That was very, very important. That was very important.
It was super important. I mean, yes, the attention went to Sachin and
83 runs.
But all of that is great. Yeah. The number of runs that Sachin scored were important for us to get to where we got to.
Yeah.
But the impetus and neutralizing the biggest threat in the opposition, there is a lot of credit that has to go.
In fact, he did that when Sachin was struggling.
Yeah.
So on the other side,
Sachin was not getting his bearings right.
No rhythm at all. No rhythm, yeah.
So that was exact same thing happened here. I mean, probably not the same level of threat, not same pitch and all of that.
But But Bolt is a threat, man. I mean, just
Bolt is a
because
threat. Pitch was not at the same level.
pitch was not at the same level.
That point, like, pitch itself, like, somewhat neutralized Bolt's threat. To be 100% fair to everyone. So yeah, he's a world-class bowler, proven thing across multiple World Cups. So yeah, all the respect to Bolt.
Yeah.
Just that, like, there was a little bit of like conditions thing that did not work out for him. But still, Rohit's role was extremely important, like to neutralize that and the other thing, the scars of the last World Cup, right? So that's the other thing. Like we were down,
it was chasing us.
And like that scars that we carried, to neutralize that and erase that very quickly within 2.3 overs or 2.2 overs. That 6 that he ran down and hit him over extra cover, that just like took out everything.
The jitters were gone. The jitters were gone.
That's gone, right?
From
like
fans
Gil was comfortable. Like you can see that, hey, now this is our day. The bat sort of thing coming through. So yeah, I mean,
it was so damn important. That innings Rohit played was very important. We cannot.
It set us up very well. Yeah, I mean, again, taking nothing away from Virat and Iyer and everyone else who played down the line, Gil included. But Rohit's impetus was great, and I mean, I have to keep using this word over and over. His selflessness, right? A man.
Same thing happened today with Travis Head. That impetus changed the game completely.
Yeah, same parallel, exact same parallel, and that's Travis's role. Rohit assumed that role. Rohit has to be given a little bit more credit, because Travis said that's his natural game, right? That's what he has been doing all his life. That's what he's known for. It's a makeshift position for him. Opening is not his general role, but wherever he bats, that's how he bats. But
Rohit is a big 100 guy. Rohit is a big 100
guy. He starts generally slowly, 50 off 60 balls, 50 off 70 balls. He builds slowly and then he goes to those big hundreds, right? Everyone else, like Dhawan used to play the role that Rohit is playing now, being the attacker and like we don't have that role anymore. Like I had this feeling that there is a lot of similarity in the top 4. That was one of my concerns pre-World Cup. Everyone wants to build innings. Everyone wants to score big runs. I think Rohit taking on that role of being
he broke that.
And Shreyas also did that. Shreyas also, he's still a traditional mold guy, but he also sort of somewhat transformed himself to be that enforcer in the middle.
So he's saying if the captain is playing that way, I can step it up too, right? I can do that too. He said that in the interview, which is very amazing. That's the kind of atmosphere we have. So Shreyas Iyer, like you said, is another transformation. We can see that, right? Very first 2 matches he struggled. He couldn't find the template as such. But I think the one innings he played where he was 87 runs. From that point, he never took it.
That's a process, right? We need to give the players those chances, process, and the results will automatically come. If 1 or 2 matches they didn't play, we cannot just
Rohit didn't chop him. Yeah, he didn't chop him.
No, one thing very clear in this World Cup with Indian team members, every team member, they have a role. They define the role, they define the strategy, and they go execute it. And they have all the freedom to do so.
So Srikanth, to your point, it was so tempting for Rohit Sharma to swap him with Ishan Kishan or Sky. So very tempting. He could have easily got them in saying, okay, I've got this swashbuckling, player that can do 360 hitting. Put him at number 4. It was so tempting for him to do, but he didn't do that, right?
But every player, right? If we talked about Ashwin so many times today, everybody, he is a talent, no questions.
He's can do.
He can do many miraculous things on the field. But I think everybody has a role. Now we have a set template, set players, winning combination, everything figured out.
Yeah,
I don't think they will change easily.
Carrying drinks for us. That's awesome.
Exactly. That guy has 600 test wickets.
See, in case if we need him, he will provide us all the necessary things.
He's a match winner by himself, right? That's it.
Yeah, exactly. But we cannot underestimate anybody, even if he is carrying drinks or all 15. Definitely, they prepared well. They have a role to play. And
they're ready to go. They're ready to go.
Yeah, they're ready to go. Exactly. Beautiful. I mean, initially, everybody kind of ridiculed Shardul, but he had some game time. That's all I'm looking at. Whether he is effective, not effective, that's all different topic for a different day.
He was tried, and there was a thing that was not to do.
Trying is more important. Match time is more important. In case, you never know, right? We need it, we get it. That's it.
So another thing, there was a tactical battle between Kane Williamson and Rohit Sharma. I think Rohit one-upped Kane on many places. I think first few for power play itself, there were 4 bowling changes he was forced to do. Kane was never ready to do that. So there were many things that Rohit did really, really well. Like even when we were defending, like holding on to Kuldeep Yadav's 2 overs, right? That was brilliant, and bring him back at the death when scoring was tough.
All his IPL trophies, experience, Indian conditions, everything, along with the World Cup strategy, I think they are executing it to the core.
I think Virat Kohli giving up captaincy was, to me, was a turning point for this whole team transition, because we could see that in IPL also. Rohit was winning IPL trophies left and right, whereas Mr. Kohli was even struggling to get his team to playoffs, right? RCB. Yeah. For all the talent they had Glenn Maxwell, they had ADB, they had all these, 140K bowlers, no lack of talent in RCB, but they could never get through the whole thing. And because the tactics were under play, I think Kohli giving up captaincy and find that Zimbabwe innings, man, the inconsequential match where after pandemic,
100, 100. Got 100 after 3 years, yes.
Got 100 of that 3 years. That was, I mean, to me, those 2 moments are what brought Kohli here.
Yeah, and if you recall, like there was this tell-all, like very open interview he had in Star Sports, right? So he acknowledged. I mean, not to go too far down in the memory, he acknowledged, like, hey, I should have taken a break when things were going tough. I wanted to battle it out in the field. Like in hindsight, that was not the best thing for me to do. I should have taken time off to think.
We were all saying that, right? Go take a break,
Yeah. And when he came back, when he told that out to the world, and when he like started working after that, you could see the transformation, and like the 100 started flowing, the fluency came back. Like it's more importantly, the fluency came back. It was not getting out to those inconsequential shots. It was getting out to previously. So I think there was a transformation that happened during that time, and that Zimbabwe innings, and after that he had a couple of 100 with Bangladesh. Things that started happening for him, and now like this 100, I honestly I did not imagine like 700 runs. I did not imagine
711 runs. Not only you, Harsha Bogle didn't say that, right? Harsha
Bogle. In my view, like I was banking on Giri to be the guy, right?
Exactly.
Giri to be the guy to score like 200-300s in the series and like be that 500-600 run man. It was hard. I mean, I did not expect.
Before we get there, I wanted, while we were on Kohli topic, I wanted to bring about, people keep saying this, right? So who is behind him? Who is supporting him? There's one lady that stood with him, Anushka. I just want to show this visual when the 50th happened. He's giving this whole love story on the exhibition, right? This was wonderful exhibition of the women saying, "I was there for you," and he's saying, "I am producing it for you," right? So when I told my son about this, like he said, this is such an inspiring thing. 2 very accomplished people in their own careers, supporting each other like that was simply amazing. He was so inspired by it. Right?
Virishka take the Virata Rupam.
Yeah, this is one of the beautiful love stories there is to be ever had in the world of sports, in my view, where he got support from her. Without her, I don't think he would have made it this far. So this was a testimony of having somebody who believes in you to the core.
Yeah. And he mentioned as much, right? He acknowledged that. He mentioned as much in many of his interviews.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And then that's such a great tribute to Sachin Tendulkar, right? He gave a full-on ovation to the man, which is truly amazing.
Same thing on Rohit, again, different story. Rohit never really had this level of a like Virat experience, but Ritika, I mean, there is a story. Apparently, actually, every game that Rohit plays, when he bats, when he's holding the bat, she has her fingers crossed.
Yes, she
has fingers crossed the entire time. Like, I don't know how that's even possible, right? I mean, you accidentally just let go, right? I mean, she never lets it go.
She always has this,
Every single minute.
I think
so many great stories.
I think the story you're referring to is when Rohit was not selected for the 2011 World Cup. When people were doubting Rohit was not the material to go long. I think he didn't pass the yo-yo test also once, right? So there were many occasions where he was down as a player, but how he came back and what he's doing to the world right now is simply amazing. సో అగైన్ ఇంత ముందు కొట్టలేదా, జయసూర్యాస్ కొట్టారు, కళ్ళు విత్తనాలు కొట్టారంటే దిస్ ఇస్ నాట్ ద సేమ్ కైండ్.
No, this is not the same.
Yeah, this is not the same
Yeah,
kind.
I mean, see, they might have. One thing is consistency, right? So
Consistency.
even when Jayasuriya did it in 96. I mean, he continued to do it for multiple other World Cups.
Yeah.
But Jayasuriya always had one success, two failures, approximately, right? At a minimum.
Yeah.
People didn't know about him a whole lot in 1996, so he was a lot more successful then. But after that, if you see his success rate in World Cups, especially, it's up and down, up and down. Rohit literally didn't have a failure except for the first game and probably one other later. 8 out of the 10 games he played, he was successful. In the sense that his success mark is not hundreds or 50s, his success is getting the team off to a flyer. And he was successful.
And even with all that, right? Even with all that, if you see the number of runs he scored,
yeah,
right?
I mean, 26 sixes, that's a record in a World Cup. 50 total sixes, that's a record in all World Cups. I mean, his record is out there to see. Like anyone who's scoring at this rate to score that number of runs, he's doing a phenomenal job for the team.
Absolutely.
And being totally selfless in doing so.
Yeah, that is Rohit Sharma. I think he's a great contender for player of the series in my view. Maybe the one that comes close would be Mohammad Shami in terms of. I mean, it will be decided after the final, of course.
Yeah.
But again,
every one of our Indian player, I have a picture. They're all contenders for man of the series.
They're all contenders.
No, I don't have. Yeah, they're almost everybody, including Siraj.
Including Siraj. Yeah. Raghu, what do you think, man? What's your views on the two semi-finals?
This semi-final, 3 moments for me. One is 8 over 72 by our master opener. He is mastermind actually. He designed this template, and everybody in the world following him. That is what we need to know.
What Travis said it is almost the same.
Yeah. And another one is this Shami's seam hitting. Wow. I close the eyes and I see the ball hitting the pitch on the seam. Wow. He is a phenomenal bowler. Really. I don't know where he was hiding all these days.
We were
because the farm wise he was not there. Suddenly he showed up and
the last IPL he had the Orange Cup.
Yeah, suddenly he showed up and I never observed his bowling so much. Now I'm seeing him just every ball on the seam, and the ball which he got. This guy, this left-hander, who is that? After
Daryl Mitchell.
After Ken Mama, no. After Ken Mama, he got his.
He got the right away, the first ball, right? Latham guy.
Latham, he got it in a scramble seam. He never bowls a scramble seam. I never saw him any wicket. I didn't remember any wicket he got with the scramble seam.
He always
was master fast bowling for me, because he said it after the post match conference, drop catch, I want to make it. When he dropped, that was my heartbreaking moment. I was just giving him anything, mouthful, anything. In front of the TV, I was giving mouthful to him. Really, I'm telling. Maybe he got up with that.
No, that was the moment I thought, is this not the day for India?
Hang on.
No, finger cross moment. No, what I did, after I think 29th over, whoever bowler is bowling, all the 6 balls, I was shouting their name all through the innings. Just shouting the name. It worked for me. I thought I was sitting just near the TV. I was not moving anywhere. I was not typing also. If you observe in the DCC WhatsApp, I was not typing anything. I was just shouting the name of the bowler. That's all.
So, Raghu, you're saying something
all through the match.
Raghu, you're saying
yeah, I mean, that catch drop moment, I thought, long partnership was going on. That catch drop moment is the one moment when I felt, hey, is this really going to happen? Like 397 is going to be chased or not? I didn't have that much of a concern before then. Like
even with the partnership, right? Even with the partnership.
Because that moment was going to happen. That catch, that opportunity was going to come. When it was not taken, I felt, oh, what is happening here? Because there was again, I'll be honest, and I said this in a DCC forum, I felt there was a little drop in intensity at the start. If you see the same bowlers bowling against like South Africa, top opposition, South Africa,
what happened
Sri Lanka.
The reason why
actually they were not able to control the seam. That's what happened.
That's right,
Actually,
but
they
it's
were
the same,
over
it's the same
enthusiastic.
bowlers.
They were
and
over
they had
enthusiastic. Actually, they were over
they had
enthusiastic.
experience
I think.
bowling in the same venue.
I agree,
and
but they
under
were over
lights.
enthusiastic. I think they want to blast
That's the
them
thing,
out
right?
or something.
So
Yeah.
either it's over enthusiasm or the pressure of the semi-final, or
Especially
any of
Siraj,
these
no?
things, right?
Especially Siraj, he was going everywhere.
Even
So-
Bumrah, right?
Even Bumrah also. Even Bumrah also off for first 4 overs. Yeah, I agree.
So I almost felt like 2003 final, Raghav, where Jahir Khan and Srinath, both of them, who were pick up the bowlers until that part.
Yeah.
That 2003 final,
Yeah.
they were
overexcited then, 100%.
Exactly.
I mean, they were clearly overexcited, and I think the toss decision was horrible. By the way, let's not go there.
Yes,
I mean, we wanted to take down Australia at their own game. We never did it. Anyways, but yeah, the parallels are there with that tournament in terms of bowling. Like top bowlers really on song until that point, and did not hit the marks in the initial days. The one saving grace this time around is we did that, but we pulled back on the gift deliveries, right? So we were spraying the ball a little bit. There were not many. Yeah, there were not many wicket-taking balls. Agreed, as much as the earlier games, but we did not give away as many runs like otherwise.
I think the strategy was very clear. Sharma was saying no gimme balls, right? So no gimme balls. I think Jadeja bowled.
Actually, that is also something to do with their openers. Both are young and new to the semi-final world. Both Rachin and Conway, they could not cash on the wayward bowling going on there. Actually, that's the thing. That's the thing.
I mean,
we have to accept that there are
wayward
young
bowling
guys.
was there. I mean, it's slightly difficult to explain. There was wayward bowling. There are two types of wayward bowling. Bowling is you're not hitting the mark, you're not targeting the stumps, or you're not basically putting the batsman in danger of their wicket.
But no loose balls. I agree with you. No loose balls.
There were no free balls to score four.
Yeah.
Right. So that was there. Even the spin bowlers, right? Even spin bowlers, there was a place where I felt, hey, Jadeja, it's very uncharacteristic of him to bowl a rank outside the leg delivery. He's so even in his sleep, he'll just hit the wicket. For him to bowl that ball in the very first over, I felt like okay, not quite there for some reason. But even for them, right, none of the spinners actually went beyond 6 runs per over. Right? Yeah, so both of them stayed below that. For them to score that big, our spinners had to really travel. Right. So, and they didn't do that. For 398 to be chased down, our spinners needed to go, at least one of them needed to go for an 80 run out of 10. That did not happen. We did not let that happen. And the last 2 overs of Kuldeep, absolute gems.
Phenomenal.
They were top draw.
The 45th over of Bumrah.
Yeah.
45th over of the innings that Bumrah bowled.
I posted that 2 overs
runs,
in the
2 dots and 6 runs.
DCC because 3 runs and 2 wickets is not a joke at that point of time.
Yeah.
For me,
that was Kuldeep Yadav taking
3 runs and 2 wickets was Kuldeep. Bumrah, to your point, bowled a very important over. I think 5 runs off the bat, 1 leg by or something, and then they needed a 70 runs.
No, actually, Bumrah laid a foundation for
Kuldeep to get the wicket.
Shami spell. Because he bowled 2 extremely good middle overs to both of them, and they were just panicked. You never see Kane hitting leg side full half volley to the mid wicket in the air. You never see that. That happened because he created
even in the last one, right? The 45th over that Bhaskar you were talking about, that over actually laid the foundation for Shami cleaning up the tail, right? Because they had to go for everything after that point, asking rate was some 18 or whatever. So they had to go for literally every single ball. And so that actually sort of gifted a lot of wickets to Shami. He deserved everything, but 7.
He bowled well to get those, right? He has to bowl well to get those. So there's no doubt. Yeah. But I think that's why they pack well and they hunt well.
That's what I'm telling. This is actually an excellent batting unit and bowling unit going together at the same time for good of Bharat cricket. And you can see what Rohit Sharma said when he was out and going out. When Kohli was coming in, he said, "Stay back. You have to play." He just tap on his back.
At work and
like
his friends and
everything.
Said
like this and going. He said, "You have to stay back."
Not to talk too much about the next game, but we were talking. Hey, now that this game is done, we're looking ahead to the final. I was asking we were just talking. We were actually trying to look for weaknesses where things can go wrong against Australia. none of us really could find anything, right?
None.
Even
I
if there
tell
is
you
one or two like chinks, the other guys will cover, right? There is
Right.
no systemic failure that we can point to that can
There is only
put
one,
this at rest.
Raghav. There is only one I can think of, Raghav. We can get to the next semi-final. Between two teams, fielding wise, we are probably slightly behind them. If you look at the fielding quality that they exhibited today, Australia was atrocious through the world.
Understandable with the heat of Mumbai.
No. But generally, our fielding standards are not to the levels where we were before.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yes.
So if there is a slight difference between these two teams, I mean, a weakness in our team that they can exploit or put us under pressure is while fielding, right? I don't know how you can put a fielding team under pressure, but I mean, by taking like quick singles, maybe, take, I don't know if they can do that or not. But I think that's where there is, Australia today was superior on the field.
Yeah.
They showed up like champions as a bowling unit.
They are superior. So
they were throwing everywhere. I mean, Labuschagne and Warner, man, they were all over the ground. And even Travis Head, he's throwing like anything everywhere on the field. So I think they fielded well. Even with New Zealand, we didn't field that well. So there were few occasions the ball was just going through the fingers. I think the previous match, Surya Kumar Yadav fielded really well. There were a few places where we were throwing. I think ultimately the catching came back, right? They were, I think that's what is going to make a difference in my view. We need to be very careful. Before we talk about that, let's talk about the South Africa. So are we done with this? I think Virat Kohli, 50th. I mean, he couldn't have scripted it any better, man. He couldn't have scripted it any better. Yeah. He missed a previous Wankhede one, but he came back again to Wankhede to say, I'm going to do it again here. Yeah. He got the master right there. And
he was his master in the ground. That shows.
No, he wanted to give him the 50th, not the 49th.
So that was
how much he respects guys around him. He was just bowing down for his master and after 50th.
No doubt.
See, one comment I would like to make on that is, in all previous knockout matches, most of them, as far as I remember, Virat Kohli failed. So I didn't want to talk about it before the match because I was worried a little bit.
He was 9-1-1 before that, man. He was
9-1-1. I posted that one. No, 9-1-1 before knockout.
No, before the match also
nobody wanted to
talk about it.
Nobody wanted to talk about it before the match because everybody knew that he didn't score in knockouts. But that was unnecessary pressure on him. He's playing his best cricket right now. So
that box also ticked in his career actually.
Oh, it's a big box.
They keep telling him that knockouts. No, now
when he was on score one.
Oh, that LBW, man.
LBW.
Oh, that LBW review, man. My heart was pumped.
No, that was actually. I thought that is ఒక దిష్టి చుక్కలాగా వెళ్ళిపోయిందేమో అది అట్లా అనిపించింది ఒక మినిట్.
My heart was pounding like anything. God, please no again, right? So that was.
So I think that kind of gave him.
On naked eye, it was not out. It was going over. Even if he played it out, obviously it was stopped right there. The DRS part, the ball was going over. So not a risk, but to your point, emotionally. I can understand.
It was definitely a heart-pounding moment.
I was considering it as a life. Once you give a life to Virat Kohli, that's it.
Not a life. He nicked it.
Yes. And the ball was not hitting. If it's not given out on the field, umpire did not recognize the edge. I think he was giving out on height, not out on height.
Height, actually.
But anyway, that is past. And with the platform that Rohit gave him, like it was on the platter and he took it brilliantly. To your point, like the earlier century would have been 49, so that would have been an equaling century at Wankhede. This is the record-breaking one, so probably a better tribute to Sachin.
Better tribute for him, definitely. He said, "Now I'm here." So I want to share another picture that I captured this during the match. So one for the master, one for the missus. So he gave her the kiss and he gave him that ovation. So that was very, very.
You saw, right? I mean, I was mentioning this to my family at home. So his eyesight, right? They were in different stands, right?
Yeah.
So his eyesight shifted, so you could see where he was looking when he was like doing that. Like,
he knew exactly,
And then the eyesight shifted, and then he started
the kisses.
Communicating with Anushka. So that it was an emotional moment.
I'm 100% sure. whether he practiced it or not, he rehearsed it in his mind.
Yeah. Oh, he rehearsed it. Yeah.
He definitely visualized it, how he's going to do it, because he was that also like his timing, right? Like his classic footwork.
Yeah, it was picture perfect. He definitely played it through in his mind. So yeah.
Yeah. So that's
and one thing we have to talk here is, did we find a replacement for MS Dhoni? Because this guy KL Rahul is doing phenomenal job behind the stumps. The catches he took and the DRS, he was spot on for every decision he took, actually.
Yeah. So the fact that we didn't see a single glitch from him in 10 matches is a phenomenal accomplishment for him.
He dropped one catch in this match, but that's okay. That's a tougher one. Yeah. But overall, he got 2 medals.
There was a run out that might have gone missing.
Also, I think he missed the glove, right? He hit the glove first.
He hit the glove first. Yeah.
Hit the glove first. Yeah.
So,
I think that was a classical.
But the thing is, for
the rookie, it's a rookie mistake in a way. No other wicketkeeper does that, right?
Yeah.
So
that for a non-traditional keeper or non-regular keeper, you could say, like, you can compare him with Rahul Dravid of 2003 again.
Yeah.
Rahul was like never interested in doing that. He was forced to do it. I think Rahul like took it on because he knew that this is the only way.
It gave us a balance, right? It gave us a balance.
Yeah. Because if he had to play in the World Cup 11, this is the only way he could get in, right? Otherwise, there is no way. Like,
so that was master stroke by Ganguly, right? He said, Dravid, I need you, and this is the only way I can come in. Please take a
and Rahul Dravid used the same technique without telling it in the public.
Yeah. But I mean, that parallel aside, Dravid never gave this level of confidence, right, behind the stumps. He was solid. He was not spectacular. Like, there were a few misses here and there. There were some bias and leg bias.
It wasn't costly. It wasn't costly mistake.
It wasn't costly, but Rahul is much tighter. Like, technically, he seems much more like complete as a keeper. So I mean, I don't know. I mean, maybe I'm pushing the envelope too much. He's not in the Test 11 right now. Maybe this is a way for him to get in. Like, KS Bharat has not done great, so we don't know. Let's see.
Pant is on the
but nobody is giving the credit that he deserves. He also said himself.
It's always the case with wicket keepers, man.
Yeah.
He said that wicket keeper is a thankless job. Nobody.
Yeah, but I mean, any of the true like connoisseurs of the game, like true purists of the game, like we would know. Like we are talking about it. All of us acknowledge it.
Any experts are talking about it.
Yeah. Like this group knows it. I mean,
no, he was talking about the medal only.
No medal. He got once. I think even today
he got twice. He got twice, and
he got once.
I think he got twice.
He got for the very first game.
He got for the first game because of that leg side tag.
He got twice. I put it in the list. You can check it. He got twice.
He got against Sri Lanka also, I think. Sri Lanka.
He got twice.
He got twice. Jeddu got thrice, and Shreya, Sky, each other.
Rohit got it once.
I wonder who got it this time.
Yeah, that's a good question.
It was Jeddu. It was Jeddu.
Jeddu, right? 3 catches. Yeah, it was Jeddu.
Yeah, 3. It was Jeddu.
All 3 are straightforward, by the way.
That was a great, I think, who said that? MS Dhoni put a tweet out saying...
Rahul's first catch is the best one, actually. So, I don't know. Yeah.
I think it's because of the under pressure catches, 3 catches, when the game was in the balance. So
not only that, he said he saved almost 15 runs. He's writing in the book, actually.
Yeah, I think the only thing probably that pulled back Rahul was his catch drop was tough one, but I think the run out mistake probably got
him.
Yeah.
I think Jadeja really upped his game in the fielding after that. So I think he deserved.
Sorry, if you don't mind, can we go to second game? I need to.
Yeah, let's go to South Africa and Australia. Well, Australia, in my view, just definitely showed up as a team. So it's a matter of my opinion.
Did not show up in the second half, but
yeah, they didn't show up. In my view, this is like who wants to lose it more.
Who wants to lose it more? Yeah,
I think South Africa wanted to lose it more than Australia. I mean, they kept throwing it back to each other, saying, "You please go." Right? They said, "No, you please go." Right? It's like they don't want to play India.
I mean, there were so many brain-fed moments, like opportunities missed. I mean, we can go over a list of them, but ultimately, at the end of the day, like this was the one suspicion I had, like that sort of killer moment, killer instinct, like when you have the opportunity to go grab it, I think Australia did that at the right
Bavuma
moment.
couldn't do it. Bavuma couldn't do it. He tried.
Yeah,
He tried. There were some good moments for him as a captain.
And in the field, I mean, outside Bavuma also, like just even in the field, like some of the catches that were dropped and so on. Like, yeah, the captaincy moves and the field placements, he missed it. But the fielders themselves also missed some catches. So,
Yeah.
like, there was, it was not a solid showing overall.
But I'm impressed. I'm impressed how they fought it though. South Africa, from 24 for 4 to get to 212, and then
that was amazing,
after
amazing.
giving 60
I
runs.
think honestly, man of the match was Miller, right? I mean, he played the best innings of the day without a question. Like Travis said, did great, but
I think not just of the day is Raghav. This is one of better hundreds in the World Cup.
Yeah, he's one of the better hundreds of the world, no question.
Probably KL Rahul's 90. Yeah, KL Rahul's 90. Glenn Maxwell under difficult conditions. This one you have to keep it right up there. I think 1, 2, 3, 4 innings. David Miller will be right
among
there.
The top 5 innings in the World Cup.
Easily.
Because I mean, he had to his counter-attack against Zampa actually gave some respite.
That was like goosebump moments for me. Like, how is he tearing down Zampa, who is the best bowler in the cup so far?
Yeah, because I was actually envisioning Zampa to run through the team at that point. Like I was expecting, like, hey, is this a 100 all-out kind of a situation? So,
and he hit him out of the attack. After 5 overs, he was taken out.
Yeah.
So even both Klaasen and him both played really well. Both of them played well.
I don't know what to explain. Like completely inexplicable moment against Head, but. Again, so those are the moments we feel like I felt like, hey, that killer instinct was missing.
He hit 2 boundaries of the guy already, right? He could have just come down again, hit him again.
Ball, that was an innocuous ball. Like there was a graphic about the amount of turn that ball had. It was nothing delivery, honestly. But anyways, things happen. So that killer part is on the other side. It was perfectly planned and executed thing on both Warner and Head. They knew it, like the spin of South Africa was going to be the threat. As soon as I see a fast bowler in the initial overs, I'm going to go after them no matter what.
That's it.
They went after like Rabada, 3 sixes in 1 over. I think that made a huge statement. So Warner's score might be small, but I think his contribution was very important as well. In low scoring innings, like even at 20, 25 is a very important innings.
So like I said, it's a tone, right? He set the tone as well along with Head. So they were attacking from both ends. So I think that made a big difference. Ultimately, they fought very well. They really fought, actually.
They fell by the sword in the sense that I think some of the strokes were unnecessary. Mitch Marsh's stroke was definitely unnecessary.
Steve Smith was not necessary. Labuschagne had no clue, right?
I think Labuschagne, like, he was not present there. Like he was clearly struggling from ball 1, and the stroke was a nonsensical stroke, like a reverse sweep to
reverse sweeping on a spinning track that to going across. It didn't make any sense. So Labu was disappointment. Steve Smith, complete brain fade.
Well, until that point, I think he was going to. I thought he was going to get them home, like 50 runs to get. I don't know what the
shot. 3 runs per over. He was supposed to.
It was not a lofted shot. It was just a weird hike across the line. I could not explain it. I mean, to your point, like, is he trying to lose the game for Australia? Like, what are you trying to do here?
He was trying to throw it back to them, saying, please, I don't want to win this, right? So that was very, very bad, very poor from his experience point of view to see that shot. And the guy, I like Coetzee guy, he's the find for us, for South Africa.
Apparently, I mean, I did not know it at that time, but
this World Cup, I only know him this World Cup. I didn't know him before.
Me too. Rabada actually had a bruised heel, apparently. So he could not bowl after the first spell.
That's why Jansen came back. Oh, correct. I was wondering why. Okay.
Yeah, I was also wondering why, like, such an experienced bowler, why is he not on?
You were saying that, right? In DCC, you were saying you have Rabada and Jansen, you go to Rabada and you sleep, right? But he didn't go. I think that was an injury because of that. I think that was a setback as well for them.
Yeah, but small things did not go South Africa's way, you would think. But I mean, it is what it is. Ultimately, across the entire day, Australia was better. Australia was the better team. South Africa had their chance, their moments. They did not capitalize on them. But Australia, better team overall. By a 5% margin, I'd say, but they were better overall. And I think, again, one other word, Cummins, he keeps like doing these small things right with the bat. Like 20 runs to get, 3 wickets to go. Like it may
He's
seem
got
like
that calmness. Yeah, he's got that calmness, right? He
Yeah.
can hit some long handle shots. Sending Stark ahead of him was a master stroke.
Yeah.
That was, I mean, usually he comes in first.
He does.
Because Stark is, I mean, the left-hander there, so he needs to go to tackle some of that. I think Shamsi was phenomenal in terms of bowling. Maharaj, he could have taken more wickets. I think that made the difference in a way. He bowled really well, but he didn't take more wickets.
Yeah.
So that was a downside, but Shamsi was outstanding.
Department, see, like, yes, it was help on offer. Raghu sir was saying, he is a bowler, right? I mean, there is a tendency to go grab the ball and get the wickets by yourself. He gave the extra over to both Stark and to Hazelwood. Both of them responded with a wicket each in their 6th over.
That was very, very good, actually. That was a great, great momentum. And that, to me, is a box ticked for Australia.
Oh,
they were
definitely.
not taking good wickets in the power play. So both Hazelwood and Stark.
This is exactly like Rohit Sharma allowing Kohli to hit hundreds, and he's going around in the first 10 overs, no?
Yeah,
it's exactly the same scenario, similar scenario here. Two batsmen, ex-captain and captains there, sacrificing for each other, and this guy sacrificing his numbers for his team.
Totally. Like Hazelwood bowled all the good overs, the helpful overs with the ball, and Cummins bowled all the tough overs towards the end. So he bowled 5 on the trot towards the end. So
I think Stark bowled 7 on the trot. It's unbelievable fitness, man. These guys. I mean, on these conditions to do that is totally.
And Hazelwood bowled all his 8 before the 19th or 20th over. So he was completely used up front. So, I mean, it was a tactical move. Looking at the pitch, I think it worked out brilliantly for them. Just spare a thought, like that pull shot of Miller, 2 more yards over the line, we could have been looking at a 20+ runs score difference and an entirely different result. So again, small things not going South Africa's way. Just beautifully timed shot, just didn't get enough elevation at the end. So again, hard luck South Africa. Great campaign, fantastic campaign. I did not imagine. Again, now that both semifinals are done, this was the final pick. So I'll be honest, this was my final pick. Before the tournament started, I had Australia-India final. I had England and Pakistan to be the losing semi-finalists in my list. Obviously, that's a separate story. But
So I think South Africa should be proud of themselves in how they came back as a team.
My one comment on South Africa was they played well throughout the tournament in the league stages. They deserve to be in the semi-final.
Yeah.
But unlike the previous World Cups, the previous World Cups were heartbroken because of bad luck or whatever happened. But this World Cup, it's their own fault to lose the game. Today, especially. I mean, yesterday.
Yeah, definitely.
They had it all the time, but they never capitalized. Bad strategy,
they had
moments.
Plenty of opportunities. So
plenty of opportunities. They never utilized a single one of them. That was they don't need to cry about it.
I'm going and live and saying that only one person reason for this loss is Bavuma. No one else can be blamed. He was not attacking all through. No, he was not attacking. He was not proactive. Once the edge is gone through the slips, he brings in the slips. What is that he was doing? I don't know.
Again, don't completely blame him. I mean, there were mistakes.
He's the one completely. I'm telling.
He was responsible for the field placements and lack of intent there. Agreed. But then there were
even maybe panel will argue with me, but even the toss decision was not correct for me. Under the gloomy conditions, under gloomy conditions, there are two classical swing bowlers there.
So, I was saying
Stark and Hazelwood. Giving to them that conditions is not acceptable.
Raghu, but the point is, at the time of the toss, both captains said at the interview that they were going to bat, right? So there was no mistake from that.
I think it's a tough scenario for them to face those two swing bowlers under those conditions. That's what I mean.
I agree. But on the flip side, right? If you look at the flip side, like both teams are so heavily bat first and score big teams, right? That was their winning formula.
And that is the template, man. That is the template.
And if you look at the end, if they had 15 more runs, if Miller stayed for 2 more overs, you would have been looking at an entirely different result, right?
Or that Coersey guy did a review, it would have been a completely different thing.
Yeah, if he reviewed. So there's so many things, minor things those are things I was going to point out, like the brain moments of Klaasen, Coetzee with the bat, that small thing with Miller not able to clear the boundary towards the end. These are the small things that ultimately matter. What shot was that from Maharaj, right? He had Miller at the other end. Like, what are you doing?
All that he had to do was take a single, right? Take a single.
Yeah. The point is, I mean, I'd say like 30-40% of the responsibility is on Bavuma, but all the other guys also had their own share. Like Klaasen, brain fade should not happen. Coetzee should not happen. Maharaj should not happen.
Yeah, it was all their own fault. It was their own fault. Yeah.
Catch drop should not happen, right? Rabada should not be bowling no balls.
No, the drop was on Travis Head, right? They dropped Travis Head, isn't it?
Yeah, they dropped Travis Head.
Yeah. If you cannot drop Travis Head on a match like this. Yeah. But anyway, South Africa should be proud for their campaign. They really lightened up the World Cup with all those big scores.
Yeah, I mean, no one gave them a chance. I did not give them a chance. Nobody. So for them to win 7 out of 9 league games and give a tough fight for Australia, even with scoring 212 runs, they should be proud, right? Yeah, things did not go their way, their own mistake, luck, whatever, right? But ultimately, they should be proud of the campaign overall. I think we can expect big things from them going forward. I think they have a pretty young core group.
Yeah.
Jansen, Markram, and these guys, like they can build around that core.
Coetzee is a good find as well.
I think Maharaj is not too old, so they have a good core to build around.
Yeah, definitely. So only few people picked. Giri picked Hazelwood, Srikanth and Raghu picked Miller, and nobody else came close to any players. So
I did not post it. Head was my guy. Anyways, Head always, even if he is scoring zeros.
Travis Head always. You always vouch for him. So
yeah,
I know that. So you don't have to even say it. So you like Travis Head. I think that's what it's about.
I just love his refreshing approach. He has no holds barred approach. So
he's a fearless guy. He plays fearless cricket.
He had like 2 first ball ducks. Yeah. He still doesn't change his game. So
that's how Sehwag was like that. I love it. I love the guy. So Mr. Travis Head.
Good night, everyone. I need to go. So
okay, let's look ahead. Do you want to look ahead or not?
I'll probably come back. I need to go. Really.
Okay. So thank you, Raghav. Let's go and watch it on 19th. Yeah. Thank you for joining the FANel. So guys, we have only 1 more day to go, or two more days for the World Cup final. So do whatever you need to do to keep working on your superstitions and whatever that worked for you so far. Like I wore orange on the day, so I'm going to wear orange also on the day. So I'm doing live FANAlysis with my orange shirt. So even previously I did the same thing. So whatever works for you, do that. And a collective visualization has a lot of power. If 1 billion people visualize Rohit Sharma lifting the cup that day, it will happen. So I think in my view, India played phenomenal cricket until now. And Australia played great cricket as well. But the distance between 2 teams, in my view, is way, way too far. Australia is better than the rest of the gang. And then if you see the gap between where India is and where the rest of the teams are, it's mind-bogglingly too wide.
Their World Cup history, knockout history is good, but not in India. That is the huge difference.
Great point. They never crossed semi-finals in India. Right? This is the first time they are entering into finals. Of the 8 finals they have gotten in the subcontinent, this is the first one.
Yep.
So, yeah, they probably have something to settle there. But playing in Ahmedabad, India, with 130,000 people are wearing blue. And what I noticed, man, Wankhede, it was like they were playing in an empty stadium when they were hitting boundaries and sixes. Pin drop silence. I was watching the replays also. I was watching the highlights. Pin drop silence when Daryl Mitchell was hitting boundaries. Did you also feel in the second half the outfield was faster than the first half? I felt that at Wankhede under lights. It was flying like on the floor. It wasn't the same in the morning. It's probably because under lights, the pitch quickens out. I don't know what happened. But such a partisan crowd where in order to get a cheer, you need to do somersaults. Maybe, I don't know what they need to do. Australia, they cannot score boundaries. They cannot do anything. If they want to get cheers, give sixes to Rohit Sharma and everyone else, right? So that's what is going to happen. It's going to be wonderful, wonderful match. 20 years tarvata malli match.
If you look at player to player, I mean, we don't want to talk too much. At a 10,000 foot level, every player to player, they have a lot of lapses. They have talent, no questions, they're all experienced, but Australia team did not stitch together as they were in the previous World Cups.
In the World Cup, that is
they won. Yeah, they won the games. I mean, they deservedly in the finals, but I think India team is looking.
They're not as a team. They don't give you that confidence. Right? There are champion people in there. Like today, it was Travis Head, right?
No, if you ask today Rohit Sharma which team you want to face out of these three in the semi-finals, he will tell Australia, because this team is not invisible like before. What happening like under Steve was and Gilchrist times. There is no blast away kind of wicketkeeper batsman there. There is no...
Even the bowlers are not kicking as great.
Only their pace-saving thing is the openers too. And we know how to trap them.
But again, all that apart, right? Even semi-final, they didn't win that cleanly. There were many ugly moments of us. With
India, if they play like that, we are golden.
India will put their feet on their throat and then push them to the ground. Right? One opportunity like that, Rohit Sharma will ensure they're dead. Right? So they have no comeback. So, but anyway, I think there is a big difference in terms of intensity levels between these two teams. But Australia knows how to be in the finals, how to play in the finals. That's the advantage. Like you said, Srikanth, they haven't done this in India. So it's a completely different ball game to do it.
And we cannot take them lightly. We have to come up with all our guns blazing and do the same thing what we did. And one last comment from me is, I think only two possibilities. 99% possibility we go with the same winning combination. That's my take.
That's
only 1%, one player. That maybe if it is a really spin track, they may bring Ashwin back for either Siraj or Sky.
Yeah, I don't think they'll touch it.
I think if I ask if they want Ashwin so bad, with based on the wicket and whatnot, I would keep Sky in the team and take Siraj out.
Yeah, but I don't think they'll do any of that because they pack. See these three top bowlers, right? Top three, they're like they hunt in the pack, right? They're like
and moreover, we don't want Shami to get over.
No, you don't want the first new ball to Shami. You don't want new ball to Shami.
Exactly. That's why we need Siraj.
We need Siraj. So we don't want to disturb anything right now. There is something working.
No, Siraj, we need him just because they both are left openers.
Left-handers, right? Yeah.
Very good.
And moreover, I'm not too worried if 2 out of 11 players had a little bit of off day or whatever, right? If 7 or 8 players are doing their job, I think that's more than a winning combination.
So this is also win the toss and bat first pitch. So whether it's a bat first pitch or not, it's a bat first situation where in the World Cup final you want to bat first. But again, in 2011, that was proven wrong because Mr. MS Dhoni came to the party. So, I mean, people remember MS Dhoni, but you have to remember Gautam Gambhir, who scored 94 runs and got out. Yuvraj Singh, who was there on the other side, and Kohli, who scored, I think, 40 plus runs in that same innings. So
yeah, I think if you give the comparison, KL is doing the Yuvraj job this World Cup.
Yeah, in a way, you're right. Yeah, he's coming in at the same position, right? No, Yuvraj was 4. Yuvraj was number 4. Yeah, Yuvraj was number 4.
After Yuvraj, Dhoni was coming.
Only in that match, Dhoni came ahead in the finals. Dhoni batted ahead of him. It was a master stroke.
But in a way, he is doing that role, job.
Yeah, that's right. Between Shreyas Iyer and him, between Shreyas Iyer and KL Rahul, they're doing that phenomenal number 4 spot. Back-to-back hundreds for KL Rahul. That we didn't talk about it. That happened only Rahul Dravid did, Rohit Sharma did, and Shreyas Iyer did back-to-back 100 for India. So I think number 4 box has been heavily ticked. Mr. Iyer is looking very, very confident. He's playing according to the situation. I love it. So I think fingers crossed. Let's go. We don't need to make any predictions. Let's just watch the match, right?
Yeah.
On 19 morning, let's do what works in terms of your own visualization. So to me, I'm sure Rohit visualized it. I'm sure Kohli visualizes 50th 100 on that pitch, because he even rehearsed. I'm pretty sure he rehearsed that whole, how he's going to salute Sachin, how he's going to interact with his wife. I'm 100% sure he played it in his mind, right? So I'm a big believer in visualization. So the way you visualize is, there is a yogic process. You basically sit in your transcendental meditation pose and do whatever light music, play whatever Omkaram, whatever it is, close your eyes and lift your body up through meditation. Lift in the sense you don't really levitate, but you psychologically elevate yourself to places where it's light and bright everywhere. And you go sit someplace and then say, manifest whatever that you want. It happened for me during American elections last time. I stopped watching after a certain point at night, and I closed my eyes. I sat through the whole thing. And I was only visualizing one America without one person. I don't want to say the names, but I'm just saying, you visualize it. We all should visualize, do whatever methods that you have. Visualize the best thing that can happen for India. It'll be a fantastic rematch after 20 years with one of the best teams that ever had to play cricket in this format of the world. I mean, in this format of the game, which is the ODI Cricket Kings, that is Australia. And India has been doing fantastically, really well as well. So let's hope for a great finals of the Men's World Cup. And again, let's also clap for all those people that are making this World Cup happen, made this World Cup happen so far in a very safe way, so that we can all enjoy and engage in this wonderful positive energy creation. I mean, in my view, the energy this World Cup gives us, no matter what happens from here, is going to sustain for us. Just imagine how much inspiration Kohli would have given to many, many, many young cricketers of Indian cricket. How much
millions of people.
Rohit Sharma has given already, right? How much inspiration Shami is giving to people. So everything is inspiring. The World Cup has already accomplished its purpose as far as India is concerned.
Yeah. Before we close, I just want to congratulate Bharat football team.
Raghu, come on video.
Yeah. Bharat football team, which won the qualifier match against Kuwait yesterday. It happened here in live.
We didn't follow the
Kuwait team. They visited Kuwait team. They visited Kuwait actually. And they won 1-0 yesterday. It was a great win because Kuwait is a tough team to beat. Actually.
Kuwait is a tough team, yeah. We're not in soccer there. We're not soccer.
So soccer team also doing great. So let us wish them also to.
And one tide goes up like this, right? When cricket tide goes up like this, it pulls other sports as well. The infrastructure.
Please listen to our Jai Kishan's video I posted in DCC. He says it is the phenomena of modern Bharat, the sports.
Yeah, it's a statement to where we are as a country, right? It's not, when they showed whatever they showed in the Lagan movie, it was a reflection of the mindset of the people at that point, right? And when we are winning 1983, it was a reflection of what was going on at that point of time in the country. And where we are as a country right now, economic power, we are doing really, really well in the global economy. And we are winning. We have a very youthful country. We are one of the most young country in the world right now. Our middle class is the most thriving in the world. Our manufacturing is kicking in. Our software industry has been always...
Our leader is kicking in, same as our Indian cricket.
So, overall, right, if you look at as a country, how we are doing is reflecting in how we play cricket in a way. It's a representation of where we are as a nation. So I think we should all be very, very proud in terms of how, these players are keeping all ourselves very, very proud with an exhibition of class, with an exhibition of attitude, with the exhibition of discipline, hard work. When you get money and fame, Srikanth, usually people squander it. People throw it away. We have seen numerous examples like that. But if you look at any of these people, how they behave, how they exhibit themselves publicly, privately, it's just mind-boggling to have that kind of a mind space to see that in demonstration for billions of people to see. So to me, yes, winning the game is one thing, but what they're providing to the entire world.
Nation and the world.
Indians, nation, all across the globe, Indians watching them is simply phenomenal. So salute to the Indian team and the players, the way they're conducting themselves. You already made us proud. Go play your best on that day. We'll all be there cheering for you. Go India.
Yep.
And go.
Absolutely.
Cricket. Okay. So with that, we'll conclude this FANAlysis and we will meet right after the